rains and it pours when you're out on your own. If I crash on the couch, can I sleep in my clothes? If it looks like I'm laughing, I'm really just asking to leave. This alone, you're in time for the show. You're the one that I need, I'm the one that you loathe. You can watch me corrode like a beast in repose, cause I love all the poison away with the boys in the band.
WCVH proudly presents The Morning Show.
Good afternoon! Today is Wednesday, May 2nd.
Now over to Lexi with some more announcements.
Thank you. The quote of the day today is, "People should be more passive with what they consider trustworthy," by Ariel Pink. Today's lunch is Mexican bar and the hot combo is ham and cheese melt. Tomorrow's lunch is chicken nuggets with no hot combo. Now over to your weather report.
It could be a day for a sweater or wind stronger than leather. For all your daily news, here's Matt with the weather.
All right, Brady, come on.
All right.
You got this?
Yeah, I got it. I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials have started processing some of the Central American migrants seeking asylum. This comes after a 3,000-mile journey through Mexico that lasted more than a month.
Que tengo que confiar en Dios y soportar lo que venga, pero con tal todo sea para el futuro de ellos.
The migrants say they are fleeing from the poverty and violence that plagues their native lands.
We want to work. We don't want handouts. We want a better future for our family.
Migrant caravans have been coming to the U.S. for years, but there's more of a spotlight this time. That's largely because of the stance the Trump administration has taken on the issue, with the president calling U.S. immigration laws weak and obsolete.
There's no country in the world that has laws like we do. They've got to change, and they've got to change now for the safety of our country.
Some say this is an opportunity for the government to pass bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform.
If we do not work to, provide economic aid to these countries so that there are economic opportunities and clean water where they live, and that we fight the cartels who cause a lot of this, that it will continue to persist whether we build a wall 100 feet high or 10 feet high.
I'm Sophia Steed, reporting.
Attention juniors, got skills? If you want to be trained in a fast-growing technical career field for employment after high school, there are still many exciting opportunities available for seniors at the Lancaster County CTC next year in architectural CAD design, plumbing, culinary arts, event planning/tourism services management, and others. Please see Mrs. McDaniel in the guidance office to see the list of programs that are still available. Attention all TSA students. If you are interested in attending the national conference this summer, you must come see Mr. Thomas by the end of the day, Friday, May 4th, today. Nope, 2 days from now. Now we're to an announcement about Minithon.
We have 2 boys, ages 4 and 6. Their names are Sam and Andy, and they're very energetic and vivacious, and they keep us on our toes and keep us going. And they're both thriving and doing really great and just doing all boy stuff. Anything dirty, cars, trains, we do it. Andy wasn't really ever sick. So he was a very healthy baby, and just happened on his 16-month well visit. Our pediatrician felt something in his belly, just doing a routine exam. So he ordered an ultrasound, and from there things just kind of started to snowball. And he had the ultrasound, and immediately they wanted us to go see the pediatric oncologist.
He showed no outward signs of anything. So going into the hospital and hearing all of what was going on, as she said, as it snowballed on us that day and finding out what was going on, it was very stressful. We didn't have the slightest clue he was sick, and he turned out having stage 4 cancer, so it was definitely a shock. And then your mind just goes 1,000 miles an hour in 1,000 different directions trying to figure out what's gonna happen, how we're gonna take care of ourselves, take care of ourselves financially, take care of our older son, take care of our house, and it's kind of hard to describe. It's just your mind just starts racing and trying to figure out exactly what, not knowing what's gonna happen from then forward. It's very difficult.
We met our Four Diamonds social worker pretty quickly, and we met her in clinic right, before he was even admitted for his first treatment.
So it's definitely a comforting thing to have that. It takes away a lot of the stress that you're going through at that time, allows you to concentrate on Andy and getting him better. We never received anything from an insurance company regarding Andy's care ever, and a benefits explanation, a bill, none of that stuff ever came to our house. You know, the stress of opening that and seeing the amount, how am I gonna pay for that, and watching the stack pile up. That is definitely a huge advantage. We don't have to worry about the money, dealing with the insurance company. We take care of Andy and our older son, Sam, and get them through that period of time where he was going through treatment as easily and as smoothly as we could. It's nice to not have to worry about the financial aspect of things. Different situation that we are in because of Four Diamonds. We'd be paying medical bills for years and years and years and years, I'm sure.
It's $1 million medical bill. It's unfathomable. I can't wrap my head around it. And I'm so thankful that I don't have to. But that's what a lot of families go through. And because of Four Diamonds, we haven't had that stress or that worry.
Four Diamonds have helped our family. It's helping other families right now. You see that that's an immediate benefit of the program to everyone, but they also donate a lot of money to the research. And hopefully that donation to that research leads to someday there's families that aren't in our situation that have to need the help of Four Diamonds because they can cure childhood cancer, and it isn't anymore.
It's not just about making people aware of childhood cancer, it's about taking action. And that action is research, fundraising, bringing money in. Four Diamonds creates action, and that's what we need to find a cure. Thank you to all the students who are working so hard on your mini-thon and raising money to help our family and all the families who are affected by childhood cancer. And we wanted you to know that not only are you helping us financially, but you're giving us hope that one day our son will be cured and be able to reach his full potential and live a long life.
You're not only helping our families and have helped other families who have gone through things in the past, you're also helping to raise money for research that will hopefully make treatments for families in the future easier to go through. And we thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts.
FTK. Thank you.
The Lost Treasure Golf and Maze is now hiring for part-time cashiers and maintenance. No experience required. They will train you. For an application, stop by their office on Lincoln Highway East. Attention to any student planning on taking the dual enrollment Hack English 101 class next year. You need to turn in your paperwork you received at the meeting ASAP to Mrs. McDaniel in the guidance office if you still plan to take the course. See Mr. Kapp if you have any questions. Now over to Controversial Conversations.
And I'm kind of disappointed in him.
I have the law day luncheon. This week on Controversial Conversations with Anna and Sophia, we will be discussing whether or not you think that the trait of the month for February should be changed from tolerance to acceptance. Let's hear what you have to say. Should the trait of the month for February be changed from tolerance to acceptance?
Define acceptance.
So acceptance meaning like you fully accept someone like as they are, whereas tolerance is like you're like, okay, I guess that's all right. I'm not mad about it, but I don't accept it.
Sure, I mean, I guess it depends on what you're talking about, but in most cases I would definitely agree that accepting someone and making them feel loved is more important than just like not being violent towards them.
You think it should change to acceptance?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No.
Why?
Because if you accept people, or no, wait. Oh, God. If you're tolerant with people, you will accept them.
To tolerate someone, you don't have to like them to tolerate them.
Yes. Exactly.
But you don't have to accept them either.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it should. I don't know. I feel like we're all just so hateful to each other. We should, like, work towards more accepting each other, accepting our flaws, and accepting our differences. And I think having a month dedicated to it would, I don't know, help work towards that, I guess.
I think you should just accept people and not be so like, okay, I guess I'll tolerate them. Like, I guess you should just be more accepting, I guess.
So acceptance would be a better trait of life?
Yeah.
But are there some cases where it makes more sense to just tolerate someone as opposed to accept them?
Yeah, I think so, because, okay, I was thinking of, like, the LGBT kind of thing. So people want other people to accept, like, the LGBT, but then we just tolerate homophobes. So I'm like, maybe if it was just tolerating both ways so that it's not a double standard. I'm personally part of the LGBT community, so I'm not, like, bashing, but...
Right, so, like, you don't have to accept someone with views contrary to yours, but you can just tolerate them.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You can, like, that's kind of what I was thinking. You can tolerate someone being, like, gay, but I feel like it's better to learn to accept them.
What about people who are anti-gay? Can you accept them as well?
I feel like if you have to, I feel like you have to learn to accept all people. Like, they're people, so you have to deal with them.
You can accept someone who's gay in the same way that you can accept someone who's homophobic.
You can accept who they are. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them.
But acceptance, that's what we need to have for a CV community. We need to accept everyone, every race, every gender, it doesn't matter. And someone said to me, well, maybe we shouldn't accept some of their behaviors. And I said, no, it like goes back to the idea of you love the sinner but hate the sin. We accept everyone. We are CV. We accept everyone.
So really, it comes down to the subtle difference between the words of tolerance and acceptance. It's kind of like the idea of good and great and how they have different meanings. Tolerance and acceptance have definitely very different meanings.
After reviewing the polls and numerous live interviews, we've come to the conclusion that
most people seem to think that we should change the trait of the month for February from tolerance to acceptance. So maybe that's a good idea.
If you have any comments or suggestions for future segments, please add us on Twitter @CVControversy.
See you later, CV.
Attention all students that are either turning 16 in the next few months or are older. Our driver's education courses are currently having open enrollment from now through Monday, May 21st. Please see Mrs. Young in the attendance office for information on enrolling. The next open enrollment period will be the first 3 weeks of the 2018-2019 school year. Seniors, your senior letters are available to pick up in the guidance office. These are letters that you would have done in middle school. Now over to an announcement about SAD.
Okay. All right, everybody. Hey, we're here getting ready for Mock Crash 2018, and I have our president and vice president of SAD, Palak Patel, Chloe Kaufman. They're going to walk us through it, but just before they do, I want to say this is a great tradition that we have here at CV High School, and something that we take a little more seriously because of the message to keep our students safe, and really from anything from ruining this great time of year. So lots of celebration, certainly getting ready for prom and end of the year graduation parties and so forth, but really very important that we do every 3 years. So we have our seniors who experienced it as freshmen, and now the rest of the school will experience it, and those freshmen now, when they're seniors, they'll do it again. So Palak, how about walking us through generally what will happen tomorrow?
Okay, so first and second blocks are shortened tomorrow. First, when students are dismissed, students should exit the building according to normal fire drill standards. Students should leave their backpacks and other belongings in their second block class, and also should remember to bring their jacket if they feel the need to do so, but it's looking like it's going to be good tomorrow. Then all students and their teachers are to make their way to the Whitmer parking lot and assemble in a semicircle around the crash scene. And teachers should be there on hand in the Whitmer lot to direct students. Also, in special circumstances, for any students who returned the signed parent permission form, they should report to the library for a quiet study hall.
Okay, great. So we have that support for students that we need. So Chloe, once again, when students go outside, is there a certain formation that we're using?
Yeah, we'll have the map on screen here, and 1 is where you students should be. 2 is actually going to be the scene of the crash, and 3 is where the teachers will be. If the students need guidance or assistance during or after the crash, they can go to them.
Okay, we're going to show those scenes?
Yeah, we'll have a map right here.
All right. And let's see. So after the presentation, Palak, what happens?
Students should report back to their Block 2 class, pick up their belongings and other stuff, and then report directly to their Block 3 class.
Okay. All right. Any other follow-ups we need?
I think that's good. It's a serious thing. So it'll be fun to a degree, but it'll also be very emotional.
Right,
so.
right. SAD does so much for us in all our activities. You know, we start back at the bonfire and things like that. A lot of fun, upbeat things. But this one a little more serious. We want their attention. We obviously need your very serious attitudes and respect to all of the emergency responders that'll be there. There'll be plenty of police, fire, rescue folks. A couple of surprises maybe from some folks seeing all the different people that work together to help people in need at those types of situations. But the whole idea is to prevent those types of situations. So very good. We're ready for tomorrow. And once again, I want to thank SAD, our SAD Club, Mrs. Metzinger, Mrs. Baker, and all of our students involved and everyone else who's helping out in tomorrow's event. Thank you.
On Saturday, May 12th, the Conestoga Valley Football Booster will be hosting a co-ed kickball tournament on the stadium turf. Co-ed kickball teams are limited to 10 players per team and a minimum of 3 females per team. See Coach Novak for registration information because spots are filling up quickly and the tournament is limited to the first 12 teams to register. The SATs are this Saturday on May 5th. If you are registered to take them, please be here at CVHS by 7:30 a.m. Remember your photo ID and SAT admissions ticket, and bring your own calculator, pencils, and erasers. Now over to CV Sports.
There's an away softball game against Ephrata at 7, dismissal 2:30.
There's a home baseball game against Ephrata at 4:15.
Come on, sport the Bucks.
Now over to sports highlights.
Toronto took care of business against Washington in 6 games in the first round. They have been off since Friday. The quick turnaround for the Cavaliers. The Raptors control the tip. We're underway. Cleveland won the season series against Toronto with a record of 2-1. LeBron James, explosive.
Not anymore. I don't think they can do it anymore. And I'm sorry, Cavs fans, for pointing that out. I'm just curious.
DeRozan, continuation, and a chance at a 3-point play. Toronto. LeBron has 5 assists for the Cavaliers. Siakam gets switched on him. No match. The crank. LeBron James.
To cover ground.
Valanciunas did not continue on the roll. He had James lurking. Backdoor. Anunoby slams it down. Oh, gee. Backing in on Anunoby. James with 10 to shoot. The fadeaway for the tie. Yes! LeBron James knocks it down. 105-105. .3. Get it in for LeBron James, and that's it. A superb come-from-behind performance by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They steal Game 1 in Toronto.
That's all the announcements we have for you today.
On behalf of WCVH, I'm Anna.
Alongside Jared.
And this is CV Today.
Have a We Beat Them Wednesday.
Have a We're Just a Better Team Wednesday.